Hi class, let's take a look at problem E. And they want us to rewrite it as with the unit rate. So in this case, there's no calculations other than to put a 1. So the unit rate, it's going to be equal to technically the cost of 3.49. And they mentioned here per 1 gallon. So 1 gallon in the denominator. That's actually it for problem E. Let's take a look at F. And they want it as a ratio in simplest form. So you technically have 12 miles in 10 hours. And in this case, they may be comparing some quantities, so we're going to leave it as a fraction. So in this case, we're just going to have 6 times 2. Technically, miles over 5 times 2 hours. We can cancel the 2's and end up with the values of 6 miles per 5 hours. And I'm going to leave it like this just because of the possible comparison of the units. In this case, 6 miles per 5 hours. That's actually it for the ratio in simplest form. Let's move on to G. And in this case, there's a couple of quantities. They want the ratio of peanuts to almonds. Okay. So let me rewrite it as a fraction. So in this case, peanuts, it's going to be a ratio to almonds. And in this case, 15 were peanuts. So 15 is going to be on the top. And then almonds, 20 were almonds. And then let me reduce it. So technically 5 times 3 over 5 times 4. So the 5's cancel. And then we can rewrite the actual ratio as 3 peanuts to 4 almonds. And same as we did with the previous problem, I'm just going to leave it as a fraction because they may be comparing quantities. They're not asking us to compare, so that's going to be our final answer. Let me fix the denominator, which is almonds. Okay, so that's it for this one. Let's move on to H. Now, H, they're asking us to compare quantities. So we're comparing quantities and they're asking us to use the unit rate. So let me rewrite each of these as the unit rate. And for the first one, we're looking at 12 miles in 10 hours. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to, we need to have the unit rate. You have to have a 1 at the bottom. So I'm just going to be dividing by 10 and dividing by 10. And in this case, dividing by 10, this is just going to be 1.2 miles per 1 hour. This is not our final answer, but this is the quantity that we're going to be comparing. The basic idea is that you're comparing similar quantities. So for this, you need a 1 at the bottom. So that's going to be for the first one. That represents 12 miles in 10 hours. The second quantity that we're comparing, it's going to be the 10 miles over 8 hours. And similar as we did on the one above it, in this case, we're going to be dividing by 8. And let me carry the calculation on the side. So we technically have 10 divided by 8, which is equal to 5 times 2 divided by 4 times 2, and you're looking at 5/4. So 4 divided by 5, it fits 1. That's going to be a 4 subtraction, and then we have a 1 going into the decimals. That's going to be a 0. Definitely 2. That would be 8, and then you carry a 2 and then a 5. So 5 times 4 is equal to 20 with a remainder of 0. So in this given situation, we're looking at 1.25 miles per 1 hour. So this will be the unit rate, which we're referring to the second quantity. That's what gave us the 1.25. So it's just a little, but it's still faster. And they are asking which one is faster. So our final sentence here would say that it is faster 10 miles in 8 hours than 12 miles in 10 hours. Not by a lot, but it is a little bit faster. In this case, if you're comparing two individuals going at a specific rate, you would get farther if you're traveling 10 miles in 8 hours than if you did 12 miles in 8 hours. That's actually it for this one. We'll put the other one on a different video.